right, welcome back to the channel. Bonjour, privet, hola, ciao, and guten tag to my foreign friends. And so, I took a little trip, camping fishing trip out this weekend, and working on a little bit of brandy right there. You'll have to excuse that, but a lot of pressure doing these videos. So, a little bit of brandy helps the flow a little bit. It's gonna flow. Okay, so um, what this mess is in front of you is this is the cutlery items that I took on my camping trip, and I thought it'd be interesting you guys just to see, what I had with me and what I used it for. And so we'll get right into that. So you guys have seen this before. This is my medium stockman. I haven't cleaned these up, as you can tell. They're dirty. But I always have this on me, always. And, I had to pull a little splinter out of my granddaughter with that little sharp point right there. And you can see they're dirty. I haven't cleaned them up. But, I always have that on. And so, I did the splinter thing, and I also think I used this on some tape and some thread, I think. This is my Benchmade Freak. Love this knife. I don't really EDC it a lot because it's a little smaller. You can tell. I like a little bigger knife. You guys know I sport that Recon one. But this is a fantastic knife. S30B in steel. You can see it's still dirty. And I was cooking up some bacon and eggs and had that double thick bacon. It was pretty large too. And, I cut that pound of bacon with this thing. And it just was like slicing butter. This thing is so sharp. But I really like this. I EDC it quite a bit and have over the years. This thing is like 5-6 years old, and just like the day I got it. They're really tough. Good knife. But that's what I use that knife for. This knife stays in my tackle box, and I don't keep a big knife like this in my freshwater tackle box, but I knew I'd be fishing for some big catfish, so I brought my saltwater tackle box, and that's where this one lives, in my saltwater tackle box. It's just a little filleting knife, and the only thing I used this for was to cut tomatoes, and you can see it's a little dirty there. So a nice little slicer, little filleting knife, thin blade, nice big handle on that thing, man. This is good for filleting, but that's what I used it for, just to cut some fruit up. Which I could have used the other knife for. It's got Fisherman's Solution on it. Got a little sharpening thing there. And I thought this was a Cutco knife, but maybe not. Anyhow, one of my kids got it for me for Christmas. Has a little dual purpose hook remover there. And that's that knife. I like to take this out with me. So it's old style tomahawk. And this is a CRKT. And I would not recommend it. So this thing is just, look at the steel on it, and really crappy steel. And hard to put an edge on because I don't think they tempered it at all. So if you look at this edge, you could see where it's dinged, and that happens every frickin' time I use it. So there's no way this is hardened steel on here. But it was a convex edge on it, and I ground it down to put a black grind on it because it's just easier to sharpen, and it doesn't really hold that edge. So I've got to sharpen it all the time, but I'll wear it out. I'm not going to throw it away just because CRKT, they didn't produce the best tomahawk. But I like this. So I use this to knock in tent pegs. There were some I don't know, stalks sticking up from the ground that had been cut off a long time ago, but they were poking up, and I chopped them with this to knock the stalk down below the surface so that they didn't, poke the kids. The kids didn't get that in their feet. So these are just really handy to have along. These tomahawks. Tomahawks are lighter than axes. It's really all you need. I've used this on, chopping firewood before, things like that. Okay. So I took this just for my, like a hunting knife. It's an Essie 5. And I didn't use this knife at all. I've had it a long time. I've used it before. I really like it. The only thing is the you can see how blocky those micarta handles are. And I keep telling myself I'm going to roll them over, sand them and make them a little more ergonomic. That's the only problem I see with this knife. Essie just makes a super durable knife. Had this knife for quite a while. I think I bought this knife to replace my Buck 121 because my dad gave me that, and I don't want to use it anymore. I don't want to, it's the only thing I have from my dad. So I didn't end up using this, but I was with the family, and when I'm on my own, I get into a lot more stuff. I had to pay attention to grandkids and my wife, and I just didn't get a chance to use this. I carried it though. This is what I carried on my side. If you watch that camping video that I put out, this is what I got hanging on my side. It's the Cold Steel Trailmaster, and I just kind of lashed this to it for skinning. And I use this. You can see kind of the sap right there. So I haven't cleaned it. I'll clean this up, but this thing is just razor sharp. It's a 01 tool steel, high carbon. These things are just fantastic. 9-inch blade. I'm chopping trees down with this so that I can access the pond to go fishing. So I have it just on my side. I'm whacking trees down. So it's kind of like a machete, but they're just really fantastic camp knives. And most of the time, like I baton wood with this to make firewood, process your camp area, knock down, limbs that are hanging over. And it's got a thermoplastic sheath. I did have this on me because I was walking around the pond and fishing, so I was just hacking as I went. But I don't normally carry this on my belt, but I really didn't feel it. So, it's a big knife, but it's not terribly heavy, maybe 14 ounces. Not too bad. Not too bad. But, I just love that thing for a camp knife. It's one of the best camp knives I've ever had, I think, that you can ever get. And obviously I have Ontario knives too, but I favor this one right here. So anyhow, I thought you'd just like to see what I took out with me. I know that's a lot of knives, but probably I always have these on me. A modern folder. I have my slip joint. Then I wouldn't always have this on me. About 70% of the time I'll have it in my pack. Usually, if what's unusual is that I have both of these. So normally I would take the Tomahawk and leave the Trailmaster at home. Normally I'd have one or the other, but I brought them both this time because I knew I'd be using them both. Yeah, it was a bigger camping trip. And then normally, I might have a knife like this, some type, Bark River or, Ontario or something. cold steel, some type of little hunting knife on me. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. Also, I got another killer video coming up on lockback knife. Westinghouse lockback knife. You should check that out, and you should check out my my fishing camping video. It's pretty cool. Beautiful pond, man. Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, you'll know the truth, and the truth will set you free.